Video games have certain strengths. They're systemic. They suck at stories. Sorry, Lee, but they suck at stories. So the real question is whether or not that's what you're trying to do, right? So if you really want to leverage the strength of video games, you should leverage the way in which systems make you feel.
Nice, well played.
And there are a lot of strong emotions there. You know.
Such as the IRA and bureaucracy in general, right? Those are all very frustrating. Do you feel that that's the limitation that
Video games also are really good at making you feel smart, which literature often has trouble doing. It often makes you feel stupid. There's a sense of triumph, a sense of persistence. You know, I mean, there are a whole bunch of things that video games can convey that are harder for literature.
All right, now here's a personal interest of mine that I'd like to know your opinion on. So how do you feel about emergent gameplay and player self-government in virtual worlds?
How do I feel about it?
Well, yeah, in general.
I'm like the only guy who keeps making political systems in the games. So yeah, I like it.
You like it?
Yeah.
So you would like to foster emergent gameplay, whether or not it fits within what your pre-existing idea.
Yeah. In Galaxies, we did player towns with player-voted laws for the town. We had mayors who were elected.
So you would say that you would rather opt for a blank slate to let the players fill it in instead of coming up with a sort of authorial role.
I don't think you can do a total blank slate because most players want to play, not create, right? Creators are a small percentage overall, so it's a tricky line to walk. You want to give enough scope, but you also want to make it easy enough to participate. If you set the barrier too high, you have to be a badass creator to do anything. Most people will bounce off, right? So you got to give an on-ramp.
How do you feel about virtual worlds and enterprise commerce?
I think a lot of people are making a mistake by doing too much enterprise commerce in virtual worlds because it's just not the best medium for it, right? We like the fact that in Amazon we have a flat page and can jump to anything.
And how do you feel about like the intersection between things like Facebook and MySpace and like, you know, virtual worlds like Star Wars Galaxies?
It's inevitable. It'll keep happening more and more and more.
Do you think that sort of thing should be designed into a game or just let it naturally happen?
No, I think the game needs to provide infrastructure for it because you're essentially talking about having a rich database of users. That's all a social network is more stuff in the avatar profile. So really it does need to live in the avatar profile to be really useful to the players.
And finally, what are you like most excited about right now?
What we're making.
Okay, and why don't you elaborate for us?
I'll elaborate, late spring, early summer.
All right, I appreciate your time.
Sure. Mule. Atari 8-Bit Mule by Danny Barry.